All eyes on New Hampshire right now as GOP White House hopefuls attend a summit to try to tout their credentials. But it seems they had more to say about Hillary Clinton than each other. Bret Baier is anchor of Special Report. He is in our D.C. bureau and, of course, following all of this. I suppose every presidential nominating process is sort of a battle for the soul of the party. How do you see the way it's shaping up among the Republicans right now, Bret?
Well, John, I mean, clearly there are a lot of them, 18 prospective candidates or candidates already in this leadership summit and laying out their plans. A couple of battle lines are drawn. One is on foreign policy, more aggressive foreign policy of Marco Rubio, Lindsey Graham, Jeb Bush, and Rand Paul on the other side of that coin. I think you've seen some lines being drawn on Social Security, entitlement reform, and people like Mike Huckabee, Donald Trump, others really blasting Chris Christie's plan. And I think you're going to see divisions develop, but right now their focus is on Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, the Washington Post out with an article today that puts Jeb Bush, Lindsey Graham, and Rand Paul on one side of a divide, saying that the party essentially needs to expand its base, reach beyond a traditional Republican voting bloc of older, more conservative voters. And then there are others, ironically Bobby Jindal among them, who say you've just got to be an honest conservative and appeal to folks that way.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a real challenge for some of these candidates. Jeb Bush has high unfavorables right now going into Iowa and New Hampshire. We have a long way to go. I mean, we are, let's say, 3.5 months from our first debate, which will happen on Fox the first week in August. And you know, you're going to see a lot of winnowing of the field. People who say they might get in, don't get in. Money is prohibitive as far as fundraising. We'll see a lot that develops over the next couple of months.
It seems like those who are in it already are doing pretty well on the fundraising front. I mean, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, they're all talking about how much money they've managed to raise.
Yeah, in fact, Mike Huckabee, who says he's making his announcement May 5th in Hope, Arkansas, says that people are going to be surprised by how much money he has, more than he did the last time. I think you are seeing the role of super PACs play a big role in this, in that you could have just a few big money, big ticket donors who fund a campaign and keep it afloat, even if the small dollar figures don't come into the campaign itself.
What all of the prospective GOP candidates have is a pronounced disdain, I guess you'd say, for Hillary Clinton. The latest controversy swirling around her, as a new book not even out yet, is raising questions about foreign donors to the Clinton Foundation and favors they may have received in return from the State Department. This book, as I said, not out yet, but it's already generating a lot of conversation on the campaign trail, Bret.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. You saw a little piece about it in the New York Times that's already started this conversation. I think the New York Times is working on something much bigger, as is the Washington Post. We're looking at it. The book does get into details about these relationships, about foreign countries and companies that may have profited or benefited from a relationship with the Clintons in one way or another. And it lays out those facts pretty explicitly. I think when you get into the weeds of this story, potentially it is a problem. You've seen the initial response, John, from the campaign of Hillary Clinton saying this is just bias, political angling from conservatives. But I think you're going to see much more attention on this than people even give it credit right now.
From 2001 to 2012, the book says the Clintons' income was at least $136.5 million. I wonder how, as Hillary Clinton heads to Iowa and meets in small groups and tries to empathize with ordinary folks and small business owners and so forth, how does that play out? Is there a juxtaposition there that just is going to ring hollow for many voters?
Well, it's really interesting because the message she's taking is income inequality, fighting for the little guy, and getting big money out of campaigns. Those are three messages that are pretty interesting from Hillary Clinton, according to this book, and the amount of money that came out of some of the interactions with these foreign governments. And it's also interesting to look through the prism of what Mitt Romney and how much he got attacked for his wealth and the way he dealt with finances with the companies that he dealt with in Bain Capital. I think you're going to see a focus, if there are opponents to Hillary Clinton, taking a more left progressive look at where the party wants to be. She may have to adjust some of her messaging around that.
Going to be fascinating to watch. Bret Baier, I'm sure you'll have more tonight on Special Report. Thanks, Bret.
Thanks, John.